So, Phil Spencer has into the TV streaming sticks for xCloud, as well as a few new tiers for a Game Pass subscription, possibly. PlayStation 5 consoles are with the media and influencers, and custom faceplates are already available to pre-order, although I'm not sure if any official ones are available yet. So let's get straight into this with xCloud. This is definitely something that we actually heard was kind of rumoured a couple of years ago now. I believe it was in 2016. This is when xCloud was first being a thing, and they were going to supposedly announce it as coming with their new game streaming service. They didn't announce them, obviously, but in a new interview from Phil Spencer, not with Verge, with another outlet called Stratechery. I don't know how to pronounce it. But in a new interview, he discussed the potential of new tiers to Game Pass, one of which could include a free bundled TV stick to play xCloud games. So, Phil Spencer said, and I quote, "I think you're going to see lower price hardware as part of our ecosystem when you think about streaming sticks and other things that somebody might want to just go plug into their TV and go play via xCloud. You could imagine us even having something that we just included in the Game Pass subscription that gave you an ability to stream xCloud games to your television and buying a controller," end quote. Spencer at the same time also teased the potential for an Xbox Game Pass Platinum. This would include guaranteed access to new Xbox hardware. Now, what hardware this is unknown, but Microsoft currently bundles Xbox subscriptions and hardware together in Xbox All Access. So, Game Pass Platinum could simply be either a rebranding of All Access or a new one that does in fact include the streaming stick, the ability to use a streaming stick. However, I'm not too sure Microsoft are going to be limiting it that much. But Spencer has said he's keen to experiment with that kind of hardware subscription bundle in the future, and he's like to do a new one. Now, this mention does definitely suggest it could be ready soon. Now, Microsoft has only bundled xCloud with the Game Pass Ultimate tier, which is currently $15 a month. So additional tiers could definitely be good, and easier access to the service would definitely be nice to see, as currently it's available on just Android devices. Now, Microsoft have partnered with Samsung for xCloud, and we could see xCloud appear on Samsung TVs. Microsoft is also planning to upgrade its server blades to Series X hardware in 2021, so that's going to be awesome. And xCloud should appear on Facebook Gaming next year. Okay, let's open this link in the news tab. We'll go on to that next. Microsoft is also working on a web-based iOS solution for xCloud, the same kind of solution that Luna is currently using. So this is definitely good, and I can now see this being a good thing. Although Apple have recently banned an app that allowed access to Stadia, but they say that was actually due to completely unrelated reasons. I can't remember what those reasons were, but there were definitely reasons related to it. So let's go on to this whole xCloud appearing on Facebook Gaming. That's kind of interesting. That was just from months ago, actually, Mixer partnering with Facebook Gaming. That makes sense to what that link was. Okay. Let's go on to Minecraft quickly then, in that case. So, Microsoft, you could time this a little better. You can time this a little better when Facebook aren't going through this, but I'm all for it. I know Microsoft will do a better job than Minecraft, than Facebook do, because they do a better job of these things. Now, Microsoft announced yesterday that Minecraft players will have to migrate their Mojang account with their Microsoft account. So, the accounts will be the same, however there is still no crossplay. So, it's just... And you won't lose any information, and new accounts do offer two-factor authentication, as well as other safety features which are very good and very important. I use them on a daily basis. Two-factor authentication is a key to my devices. And it's definitely good though, however it does also include things such as parental controls and the ability to block chats and invitations. So for people who don't like parental controls on their Minecraft account, I'm afraid that's coming to you. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. But players will be emailed in batches in the coming months on how to migrate your account, and additional notification will be on the profile page when they're able to create a new account. They did also create a video to explain the switch and preempt complaints. Basically, everything is staying the same. So, wait, what? Usernames for Java Edition players are at risk. Okay, this is why I need to start reading articles before I do these podcasts, because I won't get clear. Now, in support articles addressing the change, Mojang is clear that your username won't be affected in-game. But if someone is already using your name, or it doesn't meet Microsoft standards, you might be forced to log in with a different one. Okay, that's actually not a big of an issue. Okay, I'm going to clarify that now. Microsoft actually recently changed the way that Xbox names work, so multiple people can have the same name, just there will be a number on the end of it. So don't worry about that one too much. That's a small thing that I think would be overlooked. Yeah, that's definitely a thing though, I guess. It depends on how they do it. But if they just use Xbox names, then in theory they just add a number to the end of the name and you're all good. So yeah, my Xbox name is the same as my Minecraft name, so I should be fine from that. I'm not too worried. And you shouldn't have to be worrying about that as long as they do use the Xbox Live system. You should be fine. They also say it's easier to use Microsoft accounts to offer new features rather than create them from scratch. But they have taken a long time to arrive, and two-factor authentication has been requested for as long as the game is offered a place to buy and sell content, aka 3 years. So, yeah. I'm not sure, but to be fair, if Microsoft is trying to do this, Microsoft could be doing this before launch of the next generation console, just simplifying the management of their biggest game. It would make sense, but yeah, that's the thing. And this is coming hot on the heel of Facebook banning Oculus users from merging their Facebook and Oculus accounts. They have said it was an error after saying, "Oh, people don't make errors," but anyway, point is, this has happened and we will see where this goes. I'm assuming everything's going to turn out absolutely fine now. Let's go on to PS5 console being with media. So, I actually just watched Austin Evans' video. Today they've only revealed the PS5 DualSense controller. I don't know what's coming out in future days, whether they've got to do, say, with PS5 tomorrow or something. I'm not aware of how these are working. But the point is that the PS5 DualSense definitely seems like it's a good controller. I'm not going to say it's the best controller ever released. We don't have enough information from people playing it with the Xbox controller. But if you're a PlayStation controller fan, personally I'm not. That's due to controller shape, not console preference. Again, I had a PS4 and Xbox One last generation, and I would do the same this generation if it weren't for prices. And yes, I'm aware I could just buy a Series S and the PS5. The point is, money exists. Money exists, and I'm not made from it. So if I could, I would have both. But when I'm stuck to one, I will go Xbox to have a bigger library of games. And plus, all my games are backwards compatible, and yeah. So anyway, it definitely looks like it's a nice controller. It does actually work on the PS4 when connected by a wire. As for connection wirelessly, that doesn't seem to work. Not sure why, but interesting to see if it works when it connected over an actual data cable, USB-C cable, but on subject of cabling included, nothing. For $70 you get a controller and some paperwork. There's nothing else. Nothing else in the box. Controller, paperwork. That box is probably big enough to have a USB-C cable in there. Yeah, you can fit easily a USB-C cable in there. I understand why they need to protect the object, obviously, but the point is to protect the controller because it's a very good controller, supposedly. So yeah, it's definitely a thing. But point is that PS5 consoles are with media, and we will be seeing more impressions of it finally soon. We've had Series X stuff for about a month now, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what comes with PS5 though. On more PS5 news, actually, I've just seen this. PS5 had instructions for how to transfer data from PS4 on the box. The boxes were sent out to people today. So on the PS5 box, it has instructions for transferring data from a PS4 printed on the bottom. So that's definitely cool. Let's take a look at this on Twitter. I'm running an ad blocker and that apparently likes to block Twitter from loading up on websites. Or that could be a glitch on the website, I don't know. But either way, let's take a look quickly. Also on YouTube, I just saw Xbox have released a video about the Gears update coming November 10th with a remaster. That's not too much of a surprise. Okay, so here we are. We've got the PS5 box. So if we just take a look at these photos, yeah, it definitely is a nice looking box. It's very sleek, very just kind of PS5, play like never before. Classic things you would expect Sony to say. Yeah, I want to take a look at this photo, please. Thank you, Twitter, for loading. Okay, so bottom of the box. I can't make it out, unfortunately. The picture's just not in good enough quality, but it is definitely there. You can see it's there. PS4 console users. Okay, so you have to connect them to the same network. Connect an extended storage drive from PS4 console to PS5 console. Sign into a PS5 console with the same account on your PS4 console. Exactly what you would expect to have to do to transfer data. So that's definitely good. So yeah, that's obviously been released. And PS5 custom faceplates. This is awesome. I'm liking the look of these. Wow. So the PS5's white outer shell can be easily removed from the console. And the theory is that you'll be able to replace the default casing with different coloured or patterned faceplates in the future. But we're not sure if so, but we haven't seen anything from Sony confirming this. So a third party company had done it for us instead. The PS5, so there's this website called PlayStation 5, and it offers a few alternate colour faceplates for the PS5. There's kind of this greyish black one that matches the colour of the centre of the console. There's a nice red one. There's kind of a camo green. Oh, hang on, here we go. So, black, red, chrome, camo, and blue. So those are colours you can expect. Definitely looking really nice. But they're $40. $40. But to be fair, I'd actually be willing to pay that. These do look awesome. Now, it is an extremely new company and a no track record, so be careful. Though, but so do be careful, as it could be some renders made just in Blender or something, and they're trying to scam money. Do be careful with that, but definitely looks awesome. As for Sony offering official variations, nothing's confirmed, but it would be very surprising to see them not to, with how easy they are to pop off. They made that a definite selling point in their kind of teardown of PS5. I had to beat everyone to how to tear down on PS5. I made it not a thing. Kind of like how Xbox did with their Austin Evans video, except they did that 3 or 4 months ago. So yeah, that's all of the gaming news for today. Let's take a look at some actual tech news, because let's be honest, I have not been doing tech news, I've been doing gaming news. There's definitely a line between the two, and I've definitely done that. So let's go to 9to5 Google, and let's see. Google Stadia. Google Stadia news. Wait. Never mind. Sorry, no, I thought there was something for Stadia, but I can't even remember now. So yeah. Oh, yeah, Stadia are now releasing a few game demos for certain games. Sorry, it's yeah. Yeah, it's good, but yeah. So Stadia have released some demos for certain games. I definitely good to see them releasing game demos, but I have to think that this is because they're not getting many people using it, so they're trying to get people into it. And alright, Google and their antitrust lawsuits. I think we might need to go into this. Google search antitrust lawsuits. Google laid out their defense. The argument is basically that users choose Google search. I swapped to Bing. I'm actually swapping to Bing a bit. Bing offered this thing called Bing Rewards, and I decided to swap over because you can get loads of points and stuff, so why not? Now, this is actually definitely a good thing. Now, Chief Legal Officer of Google makes the overall argument that, quote, people use Google because they choose to, not because they're forced to or because they can't find alternatives. Lawsuits would do nothing to help consumers, end quote. That's true. I chose to not use Google for a bit because I want to try out Bing. I'm doing it. I'll probably go back to Google because they're the only ones that provide actual, decent, relevant, they're the only ones that provide decent and relevant information, but, you know, Bing does have some perks. The company also defended its practice of paying Apple and other Android OEMs to be the default search engine. Google said paid promotion is common and equates it to a hypothetical cereal maker paying a grocery store for eye-level shelf space. Fair play. The fact is, yeah, actually, here's a question. Why are you now trusting antitrust? Here's a question for you. Instead of arguing that Google's agreements are against the law after they've been made, block them when they're made. It is a simple thing. Just block it when it's made. Now, yeah, it's definitely a thing that actually I do find ridiculous. To quote Google start quote, our agreements with Apple and other device makers and carriers are no different from the agreements that many other companies that traditionally use to distribute software. Other search engines, including Microsoft Bing, compete with us for these agreements, and our agreements have passed repeated antitrust reviews, end quote. If they pass repeated antitrust reviews, don't bring it up after the fact. You either pass it or you fail it. You can't pass it multiple times on multiple companies and then later on fail it. You are literally arguing against the previous point, and you're just making yourself look silly, actually, in my eyes. Now, yes, okay, Google is the most prominently featured kind of browse it in Safari. You go on Safari and you browse with Google, you'll browse with Google. That's natural, but on the new tab page, there is a Bing button and a Yahoo button next to the Google button. It's definitely a thing. And Microsoft Edge is preloaded on Windows devices with Bing as the default search engine. Again, this is true. Now, Google also makes the case that its search product is superior and consumers are aware of it, touting an example of users switching back to Google after Yahoo is made the default on Firefox. Quote, when Yahoo pays to be the default search engine in Firefox, most Americans promptly switch their search engine back to their first choice, Google. End quote. Mozilla did actually later choose Google to be its default search provider, citing an effort to provide quality search and focus on user experience. And the fact is that, it's just, in my opinion, this lawsuit actually isn't, when I first saw it, I thought it was right, but when you see the arguments they're making, antitrust for paying to be the prime spot, guess what other companies can pay? Google just pay more, and they also pass antitrust restrictions. I don't see how you can pass an antitrust restriction once, but then they can suddenly bring that up and say, actually no, we're going to change what this means, we're going to make it so you fail it. I don't think that's right. I think once something's laid down in law, it's laid down in law, and Google have had these agreements for years. So, in my opinion, if it's gone down for that long and now they're deciding to change it right near the election, it shows something's up. So, I definitely do choose Google search over anything else, especially search for specific things. On my phone, I have Bing as my default. I'm just trying to rack up a few points, nothing to do with not liking Google at all, actually. Microsoft have the exact same thing in Bing in the exact same way with the integration with their product, so it's not like I'm getting away from that sort of thing. I wouldn't want to. I will be going back to Google probably at the end of October. I'm just doing a bit of Bing just to get some points and stuff. Really, reward points are handy, and Game Pass only gives you so many, so get a few more. But seriously, just splitting search from Google is not going to do anything good, really. Splitting on Google would be a drastically bad thing to do. So yeah, long story short, Google says this is quite confident that the court will conclude that this suit doesn't square with either the facts or the law, end quote. Now, when Microsoft was successful they had their massive antitrust lawsuit, I believe it was 1998 or something, they lost, but then everything basically got reversed. Like, the only thing that didn't get reversed is the browser ballot, and that's now gone. Like, years later, that's now gone. So, really, at the end of the day, Google paying, when other companies can also pay for the same thing and then just paying more is not antitrust, it's just them being willing to pay more money. Don't forget, Microsoft have an equal amount of money. They could pay more if they wanted. The fact is they don't. And I'm afraid that is my time up, as my dinner had just arrived, so I have got to go. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Also, it's half term, so you've got an episode now until the 1st of November. Thanks for listening.